Okay guys, welcome back to another video for the Medway Racing League Group 3 100 mile series. I'm MRL. This is round number 7 at Bathurst. Let's go take a look at it. So this is round 7 at Bathurst. We've got 26 laps. We can use any tyres that we want, and it's the usual ×4 tyre wear and ×4 on the fuel. It's going to be starting in the middle of the night and it'll get brighter as we race on, and more importantly it's going to be dry, so hopefully not as much danger for us this week. So we're going to take a look at it. Now, we'll take a look at this start. I have to say, it hasn't been the best start of the season, as we actually get off the lane really well. We come in between two cars, we just have to let off. There's a roadblock in front of us and we get hit from the side, hit from behind. There's cars everywhere. There's a car facing us, and Scott comes through in 9th, so we've gone backwards off the start, so we'll try and make up a bit of time here on the leaders. Now, I didn't have amazing pace, and I actually think you'll find out I had the wrong car for this race, but I wanted to give the BR side a go. It's a fairly new car. I wanted to see what we could do. As you see, a couple of cars squirming on the exit of turn 2 as we start to climb the mountain. We get a couple of free positions, always nice. Thank you very much. Another two cars, Shane and Jake, couldn't settle their differences. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. We end up in behind Beetle with another 2 free positions, so we're actually doing reasonably well. Although over these next 2 laps it's going to be a demonstration of poor driving. Some of it my part, some of it was others, and I'll hopefully be able to talk you through maybe where we went wrong on this 100 mile race. And I think that's what some people maybe need to keep in mind, that we are racing for 100 miles and the race can't be won in the first lap or the second lap or the third lap, but you can definitely take yourself out of contention. So we advanced down the Conrod straight and into the chase. I don't think I missed my braking marker. I think the fella in front was quite early in the brakes. He maybe didn't know what where his brake marker was for that point. He seems to move over on Scott there. Another Beetle comes in between us. I wasn't going to take advantage of that. I let him come back on the track. I tried to stay off the racing line, which I think I did a reasonable job of. So the advance now, coming over the top of the mountain on lap 2, and if you look at that gap, that's 12 seconds to the leader. 12 seconds on one lap. So we drop down through, is this Skyline or the Dipper, and into the Forest Elbow. I felt like I don't know if that was a block. Let me know what you think about that one. He seemed to lose it going down into that corner and got into the wall. I was just avoiding the action, but I feel like he maybe came across and blocked me getting through. He blocked Scott on the previous lap, so we're trying to defend. Well, we're not trying too hard to defend into the chase here. As the Beetle again, he's missed his braking marker, gone too deep, and I think he's just got on the grass there. Say shake the steering wheel at him. Okay, it's needless. It's needless fighting. Maybe you can see so many cars in front of us, because here we are at the end of lap 2 and we are 16-17 seconds off the lead. over the mountain again. On lap 3, Calvin's a wee bit slow, probably avoiding the car in front, and Shane's now made a move round the outside of us, and we're all fighting among each other here and losing time to the leading group. On the third lap, I mean, I find this, obviously everybody can race their own race, but I find this sort of frustrating at times, because as you can see, we could be making decent progress if we work together. Like the Subaru WRX and the Beetle are very good down the straight, and I'm quite good over the top of the mountain. So if we get a wee bump draft here and there, as I give Shane a bump draft in the wrong area. I mean, bump drafting somebody in the middle of a corner isn't what I'm asking for. But you know, sometimes if we work together and stop making moves on each other so early in the race, as we go on to lap 3, we're 22 seconds now off the lead. It's getting a harder and harder race to compete in, but we'll keep going and see if we can get anything done. But anyway, this BRZ, it seems to be quite slow off the slower turns, like those 90-degree final bend and first corners. You see the gap that the Beetle and the WRX have made to us. This Beetle gets a wee bit of shape. I ain't going to get past. I think he's just trying to pull in behind me there for a slipstream. He actually hits the wall. Shane hits the wall in front of us again. So I can't carry the speed up the straights. I think I actually calculated I was losing over a second in those acceleration zones, but over the top of this mountain I'm gaining it all back, and Shane hits the wall and then hits the brakes on the exit. That sends me out over the top of the curb and on the grass. I actually do a pretty good job of not losing control there. So you know, sometimes in faster cars, if you can team up with somebody that's maybe quicker down the straights than you and can hold with you through the twistier sections, the quicker car can give the slower car a bump draft every now and again, and then the pack in front, you can work together to catch them. I've done it in loads. Bump draft maybe doesn't work so well in GT7 as it did in GT Sport, but it does definitely work. But quite a lot of races in GT Sport, I managed to claw back massive gaps in some races, like at Le Mans and Monza, tracks like that. I actually came back from positions like this to finish quite well, but you need the people around you to get on board, get on side with you. So you can see coming out of Forest Elbow, we're right back up on the back of Kelvin, and we'll fast forward down the Conrad. They put out such a gap on us. It's just going to, I knew from here it was going to be a tough race, and it's going to be even tougher if we don't control our car through the corners. We're going to advance here up over the top of the mountain now on lap 10, and we'll pull it all back again. I'm sure you can see the theme that this video is going to take, as Orbital, what do you call them? Orbital Dawn. He gets it all wrong, slows Kelvin up, and I kind of force the issue there. Clean move, Kelvin, plenty of respect, give me the space. I was able to get that move done into the Forest Elbow. So we're going to try and get something done on this Beetle in front of us if we can. I want to be in a position going over the top of the mountain, but we'll not need the mountains. He gets onto the curb, tries to get on the throttle, and he spins out in front of me. Now there wasn't anything I could have done about that. I'm going to call it a racing incident, but he got on the throttle and he spun himself out, and I was there. Unlucky lad fella, but we're going to continue on. Calvin gets a spot. Maybe I shouldn't have made that move in Calvin. He could have took the hit from the yellow Beetle and we could have got up into 8th place and maybe being able to make some progress over the top of the mountain, because we do have some paces. Calvin gets out of shape. Forget everything that I've been saying. We're just going to continue on as if it's all fine and dandy. If the rest of the race goes like that, we'll be grand. But look at the gap to the leaders now. Lap 7 and we're 30 seconds off the lead. 7 laps on a 26 lap race and we're basically out of it, but we don't give up. We'll continue on and see what we can muster, what we can fight back to gain in this race. We didn't have Ryan Sandel, so I was keen to get a result here because he had the net lead, and by that I mean he was one of the few, or he was the top player not to have played his joker, as we'll catch up on Johnny Hastings. I want to see if we can make this move work. He's in the BRZ2, so we'll just say no, we're gonna back out of it. But yeah, Ryan has the net lead if you don't count the jokers, and he was 12 points ahead of me at this stage. I haven't used my joker yet, so although we have players ahead of us at this stage, I think we were 9th heading into this round and he was 8th. We had a lot of players in front of us in the championship, but who had used jokers or had maybe extra rounds. As Johnny gets it wrong coming out of the forced elbow, and I'm able to get round the outside and get that move done. That wasn't as difficult a fight as it maybe could have been. Johnny's a very fast driver. You see now, Apex, Fake Taxi and Trey are in the pits. We're going to try and get into the pits. This is a tricky entry. See what we can do with it. We'll just graze that inside wall, but we're in, we're okay. Our strategy today was just 3 soft runs, see where we'll get to, because this car was actually quite good on fuel and quite good in tyres, even though it lacks a wee bit of acceleration. It has very good top end. You see a few times I get it up to about 179 mile an hour in the slipstream. Now this was so stupid of me. I should have defended this shade. I didn't think. Again, a wee bit naive. Something similar to not defending against Trey at Trial Mountain. I let him go. Not expecting him to go for the move, to be honest. So now we're stuck in behind a faster car, coming over the top of the mountain again. Not able to use our pace. Now we didn't have the pace of the leaders in this race at all. They're doing low 2 minutes, and the best I could probably achieve was a low 2:01, maybe a high 2 minute, but that was my ultimate pace. Getting stuck in behind cars over the top of the mountain. Now slipstream down the straight will help me, and you'll see this, we get a decent run. But we just can't get there. He pulls away so far ahead of us, so by the time we get down into the chase, we're not going to be close enough to make a move. But you see, our speed builds. We actually do have reasonable top speed here, and the Beetle, if we fight against the Beetle, we can defend. But we need that slipstream in front of us. It's actually Jake in the GTR behind us. Jake's another fast driver, but I don't want to be fighting with 2 cars, as he gives us, well, he didn't mean to give us that bump. He was trying to get out of the way, and Scott comes in front of us. He's on the 1 stop. We're going to give him a wee bump through the corner, but I knew straight away his tyres weren't good, so we need to get this move done before we start to climb the mountain again. I don't want to be stuck in behind the 1 stopper, but Jake, with the acceleration of that GTR, is going to get this move done. But we're going to follow him through and get that done. Handy enough. So with this being a track that I struggle at, it was going to be about maximising my time, not trying not to lose as much as I could, and capitalising on other drivers' mistakes, because I didn't have the outright pace to compete for probably a podium, a fourth or a fifth. The four guys at the front there, Taxi, Apex, Nick and Trey, all had amazing pace in the practice and qualifying lobby, so I knew I wasn't really going to beat any of them in outright pace. Maybe a strategy of 3 soft runs would get me there at the end, or mistakes from them, crashes, bad strategies, something like that. So we come over the mountain again, in behind Jake. I see we're running in 30 hour here and we just can't do the lap times that we're capable of. I know they're not race winning lap times, but it would certainly be a lot closer than 40 odd seconds to the lead pack if we hadn't put ourselves into this situation. So we get really close, really close up behind Jake there, and he gets a run off the corner. He lap 14 over the top of the mountain, same thing. Give him a flash to take the line, and get down through Skyline. Is this a dipper? Obviously brilliant with corner names. And Jake gets out of order, got distracted by my flashing lights, thought it was the peelers, and he bins it. So if people keep doing that in front of me, this is going to work out okay, because we're up into 7th. We started 8th with a fairly frustrating race. We're sort of happy enough with where we've got to. Now we'll get a great run off. It's probably the best run I got the whole night. We're going to follow Shane down in the chase. We'll be able to get close enough to make a move here. We're closing. There's 177, 78. Good top end. Better than actually the WRX gets to. But we can't make that move. We'll get another good run out of the chase. But we'll just glance up here. Instead of fighting this, I see Johnny Waffle in 5th position. So I can't get a time on him to work out how far up the road he is, but he's just heading up the front straight. So decided I'm not going to fight Shane at this point now, because we're just going to lose more time. He'll fight me going back up this straight and make an easy move in the slipstream on me. But Johnny Waffle is currently top of the championship. He's leading the way here, and we're trying to take as many points off him, so we're going to try and catch him in this stint. We're lap 16 with 10 to go. Shane just gets out of shape here at a great time for me, because I can now put the foot down, and he's going to find it hard to live with me. I'm going to try and demonstrate my authority over the top of the mountain here, and if he wants to try and live with me, this is the pace I had. I mean, look at the gap I pulled out. 12 seconds over 2 laps. It was that's a pace I maybe had over him. As Apex dives in the pits now, Johnny Waffle and the rest of the leading pack had already been in, and the gap to him when he pitted, if I can remember right, and I should have recorded this, top quality editing by myself here, but the gap to him was about 7 seconds, and 2 laps I've put the foot down, and the lap times don't look amazing there, but this is on worn softs. I'm going to dive into the pits. I'll try not to hit this wall this time, cut a wee bit of that second bit, but I think we get away with that one. I'm going to fill it up to the diamond, get the softs on, get back out on the track, and let's see what gap we'll have to Johnny. That's Trey has just gone through, and you can see in the radar in the bottom right corner, Johnny Waffle just gets by me, and that Hyundai seems to be quite quick, so we'll have a bit of a race in our hands in the last stint, and we're gonna try and get this position. If we can take this off him at least, it would be, I'll consider it a decent result from how that start went. Follow him up over the top of the mountain and see what he's made of. I want to try and put as much pressure onto him here as I can. I want to be all over the back of him. I want to force him into a mistake without hitting him. If I punt him, I'm going to have to wait. I've done enough of that today as it is. Johnny seems to have pretty reasonable pace. We'll call him the sandbagger. Carbon waffle. Everybody in the league is graded, so we all get a license. Matt deems us to be fast enough or slow enough or middle enough, and Johnny was always, well, did he move from silver to gold? After gold we have diamond, and then after diamond the so-called fastest drivers are carbon. I'm carbon and I'm not exactly sure why. But Johnny was gold for a long time and he got a promotion up into diamond that so many people have been calling for, and this is obviously why, because he has pace. He's sitting top of the championship and I ain't going to get on board with everybody. He is a sandbagger. So we can find it tough over the top of the mountain to do anything as you can. Find it tough. It's a single line route up over the top of it, and he's doing well. He's keeping the car in the right positions. He's not making mistakes. So this just isn't going to be easy. But we'll get a decent run off Forest Elbow again, and I hope I'm giving that the right name. I just always thought it was. On the Conrad, and he leaves us the inside open, and we're going to make this move on the curb. We're not going to let him fight that back around the outside, and that's that move done. Now I need to nail these next two corners to get me up the next straight and onto the mountain so they can't fight back. I need to build a bit of a gap because that Hyundai seemed to be pretty decent in the straight line. We'll get that first one quite good. We'll get the second bit quick. We'll leave a wee bit in the exit, but pretty reasonable. We've got 4/10 to him, and he's going to start reeling this in. I'm watching the radar. He might be close enough. I'm thinking if he goes to make a move, I'm going to defend it, but he seems to just back out, and we're going to take this up over the top. And I'm dead happy. I'm dead chuffed for that. Now, Trey was 6 seconds ahead of us at that point. So we come over the top of the mountain on lap 22. We've got him down to 4 seconds. So we've got pace here, and I'm going to put the foot down. We're going to try and catch this back up. 4th position could be on here if he's struggling, if he's on the wrong tyre, or if he's on old tyres. I'm not actually 100% sure what it is with him, but we're down now lap 23. The next lap we've taken a full second out of him, maybe a little bit more. So this could be tight at the end, as you see him just head down on the Conrad in front of us. We're hunting him down. Now, he's not the kind of driver who's going to be put off by me at this distance. I really need to get in another couple of seconds to make him start thinking about us. See, we keep setting personal best sectors, but we'll come into the chase and we'll make a mistake. And that's pretty much going to be it now. He pulls it back out to 5-6 seconds again. I have dirty tyres going into there, can't get the power down. He's sealed 4th place there. It wouldn't be like me to fight back into 4th in one of these races. So we're going to cross the line and take 5th, and I mean, all considering, we're going to take a look at the start again, what went on. But all things considered, 5th place, beating Johnny, was massive. Ryan not being here today is massive. He's missed 2 rounds, I've missed 1 round. We only get 1 dropped round. As we'll get a look at the table, I'm up into 6th now. You see, there's my dropped round. John Hardy, Apex, took the win, but he used his joker, puts him right up into contention. Calvin sitting 3rd now. So after all the lobby 2s and golds at the start of the season, we've managed to claw our way back into a wee bit of a fight for this championship. With 2 rounds to go. Next round is Sardinia, and then we'll have Spa, which will no doubt be wet as the season finale. Now we're going to go and take a look at the start here. This isn't to have a go with anybody, this is just a sort of show, sort of what I do. Like, there's me just in the green car in front. I'm the brakes, because there's 3 cars here, we're 3 wide, 2 lanes back. So I'm on the brakes, because 3 into 1 just don't really go. We're going to watch this from a few different perspectives. So this Beetle here just goes for a bit of a gap that isn't really there. I know, what do you think about that? Forces me out wide, forces a couple of people out wide. We're going to watch it now from the pink Z4 that was on our outside. He gets round, he gets a wheel in the grass. That sends him it sends him into the middle of the pack, and then he gets forced out by drivers coming up through the middle. Now this is Shane. Everyone gets fairly reasonable starts. He just misses the brake mark again into the back of Apex. Everybody in front seems to do okay except for that Beetle that spun. This is Johnny Waffle, and he actually does quite well here. He sees everything happening and he takes avoiding action. Now he does lean on Shane coming off the corner, but he lets everybody go past. I think the thing to take from all this is when you see a lot of cars in front of you, maybe think about hitting the brakes at some point. See what Johnny was trying to do. There was a gap on the outside, just kind of got forced out into his path. But look lads, look through that. It was an interesting race, it was a frustrating race. Strategy wise, getting people to work with you, some of the things for the start. Let us know what you think about it, and give us a wee follow and a like. We've got 2 rounds left. I'll have Sardinia out for this weekend before the final this Monday, so I will see you then.